Guys, Will here with W.T.F Car Reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the updated 2023 Chevy Blazer RS.
And a big thanks to Raul at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and that's for Raul.
And for those of you guys who don't know, Chevrolet brought back the Blazer from the dead back in 2019, replacing the old S10 and K5 Blazer and the Trailblazer. All three of those were body-on-frame, rear-wheel drive based SUVs. Here, front-wheel drive unibody crossover SUV. For 2023, we received a facelift with a different front end and just different overall styling elements in general. Available in 4 different trim levels, starting with the 2LT at $36,495. The 2LT only gets the 2-liter turbo, which makes a healthy amount of power at 228 horsepower, 258 pound-feet of torque. Made it to a 9-speed automatic transmission, which is the transmission for all 4 Blazer trims, regardless of whether or not you go for the 3.6-liter V6 or all-wheel drive. The 3LT is an additional $4,000, starting at $40,695, coming standard with a 2-liter turbo, but for $600 you can upgrade to a 3.6-liter V6, which makes a lot more power at 308 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque. The 3LT also comes standard with rear cross traffic alert, lane change alert with blind zone detection, a power programmable liftgate, Chevy Infotainment 3 with a 10.2-inch touchscreen, and an available camera mirror. The RS that you see here starts at $44,125. The RS comes standard with a 3.6-liter V6, black bow ties and accents, 20-inch gray rims, and available 21-inch high-gloss black rims that we have here. Hands-free liftgate 2, rear cross traffic alert, lane change alert with blind zone detection, available 360-degree camera, available adaptive cruise control, and available enhanced auto emergency braking. The Premier is the top trim for the Blazer. The base price the same as the RS at $44,125, but the base engine is only the 2-liter turbo. It's still a $600 premium to go with the 3.6-liter V6. The Premier has the same overall features as the RS. However, we have a nicer overall interior, and instead of the black accents that we have here, it's more chrome and silver accented. But again, this is the RS with a base price just under $45,000. What do we get for the money? Let's jump right in. So up front, very bold front styling, reminds me a little bit of the Camaro, especially with this red hot paint color, same color as my Camaro LT1 RS badge, which is red contrast or red accented in the lower right corner. The headlamps are actually located where the fog lights used to be. That top portion is just a LED daytime running strip, but overall very clean look with some gloss black for the lower bumper area. We can go hop over here for the wheel and tire setup. Again, we get these really beautiful 21-inch high gloss black rims, 6-piece lug pattern wrapped in Continental Cross Contact LX all-season tires. Dimensions here being 265/45 R21. So for the front-wheel drive Blazer RS that we have here, the 265 wide front tires should really help putting the power down with these pretty good Continental Cross Contact all seasons. Black Blazer badge in the corner, black accents for the lower side skirt rocker panel area, body color mirrors which are folding, LED turn signal on it, a little bit of black contrast for the frame, blind spot monitoring on the glass, smart access for all 4 doors, no shiny chrome anywhere in this SUV. I love how the entire roof is blacked out B pillar, C pillar, rear hatch area, and the A pillar. Very clean look. I would like to see how this would look with really dark tints too. We get tints in the back from the factory. The front, of course, not tinted. Out rear, same wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper, 6-piece lug pattern with 265 wide tires. Push to open gas cap with easy fill. You can throw 87 octane fuel in the Blazer RS. LED taillights, Blazer blacked out badge, reverse lights in the center. Shout out Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for making this review possible. Very aggressive rear diffuser area. We get rear parking sensing RS badge in the lower right corner. Dual exhaust tips too. We'll take a squat back here. You can get a good look at the suspension setup and the exhaust tips. Speaking of the exhaust tips, let's fire up this 3.6-liter V6 and hear how she sounds. Alright guys, that was the sound of the 3.6-liter V6 sold by Chevy for the 2023 Blazer RS. It sounds pretty decent for what it is. Unfortunately, the rev limiter is at around 3,500, but still making a lot of power, 308 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this front-wheel drive Blazer RS with a 9-speed automatic transmission. I don't know what that guy's honking back there for. Like, is he kidding me? But enough to get this front-wheel drive Blazer RS to 60 around 6 seconds, maybe even a little bit quicker if you get a good launch. Hydraulic struts too, definitely appreciate it. But what you see is basically what we get. We can shut this thing right up, take one more step back, get one last look at the front. Styling, very bold and aggressive. The interior, we reviewed a 2022 3LT on this channel, and it had a very impressive interior. For 2023, the RS, which is a trim above the 3LT, let's check it out. So up top, the materials are just hard plastic, but very good graining material. The center portion is gushy soft with a leather red contrasted armrest. Auto one touch for the driver, power windows for the rest. We get 4-way adjustable mirrors, 2-person memory seats, lock and unlock aluminum door handle. The leather continues for the grab handle. Bose sound system, it sounds very good. 2 tiers of storage and a height adjustable auto tailgate with a foot function, so it's hands-free. Stepping inside, we get aluminum Chevrolet nameplate. The seats are very nice. We get perforation in the center, solid bolstering too, fully adjustable lumbar recline, drop, lift, and slide the seats. Taking a step inside, we can really check out this interior. So engine start stop button right to the left of the 10.2-inch touchscreen. We can fire this thing right up to life, get some AC blowing because it's a hot one today in Tampa, Florida. But the first thing we notice is the steering wheel, very similar to like what we get from the Silverados. Basically 0, 10, and 2 bolstering notch, not the thickest steering wheel, but the red contrast stitching is nice. We'll turn this cooled seat function down by 1 so you guys can hear a little bit better. Black bow tie for the center, rubberized horn area, the horn itself. Really aggressive sounding horn. People should definitely be getting out of your way. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. We do not. Wouldn't really be expected on a Blazer RS. But to the left, we get our cruise control, heated steering wheel, forward collision alert. To the right, voice commands. You can answer and hang up your phone calls, and this adjusts your infotainment cluster. Right now, we're looking at a digital speedo. I'm going to adjust this tilt and telescoping steering wheel. I'm not quite sure why it's so far away from me, but okay. So we get the digital speedo, which goes to about 170 for the analog function. It's adjustable. You can go left to right, up and down. So for the center, we have our trip, fuel economy, trip A, trip B, fuel range, instant fuel economy, remaining oil life. We get our tire pressure monitor, air filter monitor, timer, and right back to where we started with a digital speedometer. So we'll leave it here for the purpose of this review. To the left, we have an analog tach, which goes to about 6,700 RPM. But if it's similar to the Traverse or 2022 Blazer already reviewed in this channel, it shifts closer to 7,000. To the right, we have a voltometer, digitally illuminated, coolant temperature in the top right, fuel level in the bottom right. The bottom of the steering wheel, we get a 6 o'clock spoke if you want to drive with your arm on your lap, with spokes on both sides for the armrest. Turn signal stocks have a pretty satisfying click for the turn signals, a little bit flimsy for the high and low beam. On the right, we do not get rain sensing wipers, but the intermittent function is right here in the center. To the left of the steering wheel, interior brightness, auto headlamps, that's appreciated, electronic parking brake, hood latch release in the bottom left corner. You can get a good look at your pedals. We have a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. That's an appreciated feature. Red contrasted material outside of the air vent. Very Camaro-esque air vents for the side portion and the center portion. This whole SUV reminds me of the Camaro. I wish they gave a Blazer with a 6.2 liter V8 option, or maybe even like a 5.3 liter V8 option, make it like an SS Blazer with around like 375 horsepower. I think that would be really cool with standard all-wheel drive. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about a V8 Blazer. I think it would be really cool with all-wheel drive, probably blow the doors off a Edge ST. But to the left of the steering wheel, engine start stop, auto start stop with hazards beneath, 10.2-inch touchscreen. We can press OK, continue, and we get navigation. The screen is pretty high resolution, great response. It responds like an iPhone. Definitely a thumbs up to GM for that. This is the Chevrolet 3 infotainment system. We still get the audio, phone, nav, Wi-Fi hotspot, user settings, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is wireless, apps, OnStar services, and climate with our cameras that you can see through the touchscreen without having to put the car into reverse. We get guidance lines and trajectory, a trailer liner upper if you have a trailer hitch on your Blazer, and an over-the-top trailer liner upper. I'll leave it right there for the rear view with the guidance lines and the trajectory. You can press this home button and return home. My personal favorite screen to look at all times would just be this map. Shortcuts down below if you don't want to go through the touchscreen, volume, skip, back. Beneath that, we have some more leather stitch trim with red contrast stitching. Traction control you can disable, and this button opens up your glove box, which we'll check out in 1 minute. Heated and ventilated seats, that is definitely appreciated for a Blazer RS. More red trim surrounding the air vents. Unlike the Camaro, Well, just like the Camaro, you can adjust the temperature with this dial, but to the right, this is dual zone climate control, so this also adjusts the temperature just for the right side of the interior. My Camaro, this adjusts your vent speed, but the vent speed is adjustable with these buttons in the center. USB and USB-C port, wireless charging pad 2, the gear selector controls your 9-speed automatic transmission, gushy soft leather with red contrast stitching for where your knee will often hit, 2 cup holders with a pass-through, good spot for a phone. I'm currently holding my phone bracket or camera bracket with it, but pretty spacious. Behind the gear selector, we have our buttons to disable our parking sensing or lane keep assist for one reason or another, and our terrain management mode with our drive mode selector. We get normal, snow, sport mode, and tow haul mode if you have a trailer hooked up. We'll start the review off in normal, transition into sport, and just see what the differences are. The glove box is very soft with red contrast stitching. We'll check out the space real quick. It is massive. You'll fit 3, maybe 4 2-liter bottles of soda, USB and USB-C port with an SD card there as well. More storage in front of the glove box. We can close this thing right up. Not glove box, center console, I'm sorry guys. The glove box, we can press the button that says glove box and it shoots right open, and it is massive. You're fitting probably 40 license plates. You'll easily fit 2 pairs of shoes in here. Massive, massive glove box. The rear view mirror is not frameless. It actually has a super fat frame, but it is auto dimming. 3 garage home link settings right here on this top portion. We have LED interior lights and a moonroof. Before the moonroof, we'll check out this sunglass opener. We can open up the moonroof simply by pressing this button. The shade opens up pretty slowly, but I guess as long as it opens up, can't complain. And very large front panel of glass. We'll see how far it opens up in a second. Press this button one more time. So to open up the shade, we press this button. To open up the glass itself, you press and hold for a second, or press and hold twice, and it should open up automatically. Okay, so eventually figures it out. We'll see if it goes any further than that. It does. Wow, so it goes all the way out on top of that second panel of glass. So the glass goes well into the second row. Massive opening for a moonroof. We can poke our way out of here. Beautiful day in Tampa, Florida. Sunny and 81 degrees. It is almost mid-October, so the weather is not quite as ridiculous as it was in the summer, where it was consistently approaching 100 degrees. We can shut this thing right up. And as soon as it does, we'll leave the shade open, so when we hop out back, you can see how much light is brought into the cabin thanks to that moonroof. But that's about it for the front seat, guys. We'll hop out back. I'll show you the window sticker too. The reason I haven't shown it to you yet is because, as you see, there just isn't any information available for the 2023 Blazer RS front wheel drive. We don't even get the red hot exterior paint color, but you can see the fuel economy, 22 mpgs with a 3.6 liter, 19 city, 27 on the highway. We get smart access even out rear. That's an appreciated feature. Up top, of course, hard plastic just like up front. Soft materials for the center though, gushy soft for the armrest, red contrast stitching. For the bottom portion, we get auto one touch, but it's not auto one touch for the way back up. Heated rear seats, aluminum door handle, loaded with features, guys. Bose sound system, solid storage down below too. You'll fit a 16-ounce with no problem. No nameplate as we step inside, but the rear legroom, check that out. That's absolutely ridiculous. The seats have the red perforated material, just like up front. Decent little bolstering notch for a back seat, and you can recline and slide these seats. Well, we'll see if we can slide, but you can definitely recline. So taking a step inside, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall. I still have at least 7-8 inches of overall knee room. We have vents out rear, USB, USB-C port, and an AC outlet adapter. Map pockets behind both of the front seats, ton of legroom. As far as sliding, we can slide back and forth. This is the farthest back setting, and you can of course recline the seats too. Headroom, I have plenty, at least 2-3 inches of headroom, ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this massive panoramic moonroof. Interior lights are LED. You get a grab handle with a hook for a suit if you're a working man. But that's about it, guys, for the back seat. We'll take a quick look at this interior cubby. 2 cup holders, not a whole lot of padding, but still a decent spot for your arm. You can shut this thing right up. That's about it for the back seat. Let's hop out into the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2023 Blazer RS out for a drive. So down below, there's a button which electrically opens up your tailgate. We also have a hands-free tailgate, but the key has to be in our pocket for it to work. As you see, massive cargo space. You fold those rear seats down, I'd expect you to fit at least a 75, 80-inch TV back here. We get cutouts for grocery bags in both corners. The wheel wells cut out pretty well too, so you might be able to fit a golf bag horizontally. We can see any secret storage, not a whole lot because the spare tire takes up most of it, but we get a small cubby for some tools, secret stuff in the rear portion of your under storage, whatever you would like to call it. The latches to fold the seats down are in the corners, but that's about it. It's currently set to 3/4 height for the tailgate, so I just smacked my head pretty hard. We press this button, watch the tailgate shut, and as soon as it does, we'll take a quick walk around actually of this 2023 Blazer RS, just so you can see it one last time. Very, very beautiful side profile, especially with that black contrasted roof with this red hot paint color, black accents up front. Beautiful. That's about it, guys. Let's take it out for a drive.
All right, guys, now we're just about seeing everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the facelifted 2023 Chevy Blazer RS. Let's take it out for a drive. And the first thing I notice, the throttle response is sharp and the steering feels very on center, making this SUV feel very nimble. We also get buttons on the back of the steering wheel to control the station. You can skip your songs and adjust the volume with the click of a button behind the wheel, which is very cool. I didn't notice any steering wheel commands when I originally looked at the wheel. All right, taking a step out here, we'll lean into it about a third of the way right here. Yeah, decent low end torque, not a whole lot. Up top, once you cross about 4,000 RPM, which you'll see in a minute, this thing has a lot of power. The brakes feel very sharp. The steering feels very sharp too. Lean into it about halfway. Yeah, crisp shifts too. Good exhaust note. That was only about 4,000 RPM and it gives you a nice snarl. Yeah, and brake bite is very impressive. Throttle response is good. We're just in tour mode. We'll throw it into sport at some point. Bumps, barely feel them. Big bump. You feel it a little bit, but the ride quality is still great. You mostly just hear my water bottle flying around. We'll throw it in way quicker than we should. Test out the body roll. Well, there's a little bit, but really not a lot. Feels super composed. We don't even have a rollover warning on the headrest. Massive bumps. Very composed, guys. This thing has excellent ride quality. One more time, body roll test. Oh, a little bit, but really not a lot. We'll try an acceleration off the line. We're not just going to floor it because front wheel drive. Actually, we'll step on the gas hard because with the 265 tires, it should put the power down. On the gas. Okay. Yeah, quick shifts. I could see 0 to 60 happening around 6 in the low 6-second range. This thing can move. We'll throw it into sport mode. See what the differences are. Sport mode. Oh, that's tow haul mode. Okay, sport mode. The steering gets heavier in sport. Okay, noticeably heavier. We're still in our overdrive gears though. About half throttle. There we go. Yeah, the transmission's a lot more eager to downshift. Yeah, the throttle's a lot more sensitive in sport mode. Barely on the gas, you're going to almost 3,000 RPM. But it's not overly sensitive. You can definitely drive every day in sport mode. The steering feels very good. It felt good in tour. GM has been doing some great things with their steering racks lately. I think they're ahead of Mazda at this point in terms of steering feel. As soon as we get the chance, we'll take a step out into this multiple lane highway and really open her up, and I'll catch right back with you. All right, guys, taking a step out here. Once we're situated, we'll lean into it. Yeah, those shifts are lightning quick. We'll test out this lane keep assist. Yep, it works. I wouldn't rely on it, but as you see through the turn, it definitely kept us in our lane. Nice, and once we're moving at speed, the steering still feels sharp. Unlike the Traverse, well, the Traverse still had pretty good steering, but this feels like a sharper steering rack compared to the Traverse we recently reviewed on this channel. The throttle on the highway, we're still in overdrive gear. In sport mode, it keeps us in overdrive, so definitely you can drive every single day in sport mode. In most vehicles reviewed in this channel, that's just not the case. So this is a well-tuned car. They definitely thought it through. If you want to drive in tour, the throttle is less sensitive, the steering is a little bit lighter, but personally, I'm leaving this thing in sport. All right, guys, we'll test out this car's turning radius, sharp, sport mode on the gas. Yeah, you can feel the steering assist kicking. Ooh, you look down, you're going way quicker than you think we are. A little bit of brakes. Okay, and it does shift at around 6,500 RPM, unlike in 2022 where it shifted closer to 7,000. But that's fine. That's where the red line is anyway, so it would be expected. We
keep forgetting where we're going. But all in all, guys, this is an incredible SUV. I would suggest it to anybody looking for a powerful, spacious SUV, but just doesn't need 3 rows. What's the point of having a vehicle longer than you need? Like my uncle, for instance, he's been looking at a large 2-row SUV that he can fit the family in because he's got 3 kids. He doesn't need a 3rd row, and also he lives in the city, so it's kind of annoying to park a vehicle that's larger than one that you need. So if you're looking for a shorter vehicle but you still want space, you still want power and performance, I would 100% recommend checking out the Blazer RS. I think this is miles ahead of the competition. This main competitor here is the Ford Edge, and I don't really like the Ford Edge, the steering rack. I'm not a big fan of the 2-liter turbo. I haven't driven the 2-liter turbo version of the Blazer, of course, but compared to the 2-liter turbo in the Edge, I think this is a far superior power plant, and the platform, as far as handling and feel, I think it just feels more premium overall. Of course, the Edge ST, that's a whole nother ballpark, but we mentioned earlier in this review that I think it wouldn't be a bad idea for Chevy to consider making an SS version of the Blazer with either the 5.3-liter V8 or the 6.2-liter V8 and all-wheel drive. That would be an absolute beast either way. But all in all, again, you're looking for a spacious 2-row SUV. You need to fit 5 full-size adults consistently, but you just don't need a 3rd row. I would 100% recommend checking out the Blazer, and I'm going with the RS too. You got all the features you could possibly need and the 3.6-liter V6. You can't go wrong. And a big thanks to Raul at Furman Chevy in Brandon, Florida for making this review possible. I'll leave links to our inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Tampa area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out and ask for Raul. And huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. We recently hit 10,000 subscribers on this channel, and I couldn't even explain to you how grateful I am for each and every one of you guys for your constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks that I can see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.